Hi guys. All right, so our time together today, I am again featuring DEMI today. And since last time I showed you, how DEMI works, beginning with sculpt, right? And then I went into removing my distractions. I decided today to already pre-do my sculpt. So we're just going to be diving straight in to choosing the three most distracting parts of my face that I see, right? And that's always going to be individual as far as like what we see on our own faces that are the most distracting, in order to pick the right colors to diminish those. So again, I already have my sculpt on, right? You can see that I already have the frame of my face. And with DEMI, just a reminder, DEMI is Seint's new line, right, which does utilize color wheel theory or color wheel science, right? So we're going to decide what colors that we see on our face. Then we're going to choose the opposite side of the color wheel and put that color on so that the two together will actually cancel each other out and the distraction will be removed, right? So again, if we see purple, that means we're going to be putting on yellow. If we see a green tone, we're going to be putting on red, so on and so forth. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. For the sculpts, just for those of you that are interested, I did use, if you recall from last time, right, this part on me tends to be a little bit more muddy, right, which means it's in the green family. So I did use NR, which is neutral red, again, because red is the opposite side of the color wheel from green. And then here, I do tend to pull a little bit more yellow. So I did use NV, which is neutral violet here, right? So then together, what's all that's left, once the colors then you counteract each other, all that's left is a really pretty neutral look, right? So just a refresher on those. All right, so then as we go into our brights, we're going to be using these colors right here. Again, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple as we decide colors on my face. Okay, so for today, the three most distracting things for me is actually this spot right here, this spot right here. I don't necessarily know why that particular area is all of a sudden like extra muddy today, but hey, it's distracting to me. And then also this spot right here. Okay, so first and foremost, when I look at this spot, again, normally I would think, oh, well, that spot is like some type of a red, right? That's normally what I would think. But as we learn our color wheel, we actually learn that red is actually for like the fiery, like the super vibrant, like blemishes on our face. This is more of a purple. And chances are, once I put a little bit of purple on there, we'll see what other colors that I see. I might end up seeing a little bit of green, but that's the beauty of this, right? We're going to see what we're going to go in through first. So I'm going to be using the spot brush, again, which is our most precise brush. Going to be taking just a little bit of yellow, the smallest amount of product, and I'm going to be going into the darkest spots and just putting a little bit on there. Okay, and just tapping that out. Okay, so that was putting a little bit of yellow. Okay, now that I removed that darkest spot, I actually see what's left right here is, again, that more of a green family. It's muddy, right? It almost looks like a freckle, but it's not a freckle. So the opposite color of green, ladies, is red. So I'm going to be going in with red, which again, in the palette, it looks pink, right? But it's just red. So I'm going to be going in very lightly. As you can tell, there's barely any product on my brush here. Okay. And now look, that area that was distracting to me is gone. And the great part about it is that it doesn't matter how close you get to me, how far away you get from me, that area now it does not have any makeup texture, because really what we're doing is we're filtering out the blemishes that are on our faces. Isn't that amazing? So look, that distraction is gone. Okay, let's go ahead and tackle this one. So it actually looks like the center of that, who knows, the center of that might be a little bit more purple than it is green. So I am going to go in with a little bit of yellow just for that one darkest spot that's right there. Okay, just to hit that, the darkest spot first, and then I'm going to see what I'm left with. Oh, yep, and sure enough, see, now that that darkest spot is gone, now I was right that it is a little bit more muddy on that part. So I'm going to go in there with R1, which is in essence base red, and just going to go in right here. Very lightly, barely any product to remove it. Okay. Right now, look, now, remember how there was a more defined distraction there? Now that distraction is gone. Like, you guys, every time I do this, I continue to be more and more amazed. And I love it because I'm letting my natural skin shine through without having to have like a lot of, or really any layers on my face, right? Because I'm just pinpointing. And then the third one was this spot up here. That center does look actually the darkest, right, out of all of the other spots, right, that I'm working on today. That one does look the darkest. So blue is always going to be the darkest color that you see. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of orange, just right there in the middle. And we're going to see what we're left with once I do that. Okay, now that that darkest spot is gone, what is left, again, I'm having a lot of good muddiness on my face. Who knows if that's my skin tone or if that's truly just the breakdown of, you know, what's happening on my skin. But because it just is slightly muddy, I am adding in the R1, which is again red. Distraction gone. No texture. It literally just looks like my skin. Just looks like my skin. Just looks like my skin. Just looks like my skin, right? In fact, now that I removed those 3 distractions, you'll notice that now we start to see other distractions, right? Okay, well, now I'm starting to see this area is red, this area is, or red slash more purple, right? And so the better that we get at DEMI, then, you know, you'll be able to be like, okay, good. Now that I removed the most distracting things, now what are most distracting? But here's the thing. As you're learning DEMI, you want to make sure, just pick 3. Pick those 3, challenge yourself to be like, okay, I did those 3. And now I'm going to be, you know, moving on. Because what will happen, especially as you're learning, is you will go down this rabbit hole of like, okay, I did those 3. Okay, well, now I see more. Now I see more. And all of a sudden, you're, you know, going down this huge rabbit hole. And that's not what we want to do when we're learning. So I hope that that was helpful. I hope that that, you know, continues to make sense as we continue to learn this together. So I'm excited to be teaching you guys this. Again, this is a learning curve. So as you guys have questions, please come to me. Please know. Again, these are the colors that you would get in the Angel Edit 1, which is used right for the lightest of skin tones, is what you would use here. But as you know, you guys know, we do have colors for every type of skin tone that you have, right? So literally we have all of the colors. So even if you are the darkest of skin, we have the colors of the rainbow that will also counteract that. So thank you guys so much. And again, Destruction's gone, and it just looks like beautiful skin. All right, bye guys.